Hey up YouTubers, Simon B here. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping safe out there. This last year since I made the last video regarding the off-road gear that we wear, we've changed a few things. So I thought, well, hey, why not get you lot along and I'll show you what we've upgraded to, what we've changed, what we're still wearing, what we think that's good, and some stuff that we think probably isn't so good. So if you fancy knowing what I wear to keep myself safe, to keep myself dry, to keep myself comfortable while I ride off-road, and a little bit on-road while I'm riding the enduro bikes, as they say, stick around and stay tuned.
Like and subscribe.
So when we started riding off-road, what I used to have was a chest protector, back protector. I think it was a Leatt 4. Oh, it could have been a 3.5, and that's all it was. Came off the bike, broke 3 ribs here. There was no flank protection, so we got the 4.5. Great bit of kit. Worn it 12 months, no problem. The only problem I had is that I came off once and stuck an handlebar right in the vicinity of where there was no protection and probably fractured another rib somewhere around here somewhere, and that wasn't really funny. But I was finding it was a bit big and it was a bit bulky. New ones were coming out. The upgrade that we had from Leatt was quite nice, but I came across something else, and I came across actually it was the Alpinestars. Alpinestars make brilliant leathers. They make very good off-road boots because I have a pair of Tech 7s. There's some things they're not very good at, but there's some things they are good at. And this, I think, is one of them. It's the Alpinestars Bionic Tech 3. And the reason we went for it is because it's got soft armour in it. Level 2 soft armour, which moulds around your body, which makes it a lower profile against your body and everywhere else. Because what I was finding is with the Leatt, with the hard protection, it was that it was quite stiff and it was quite bulky, and I was nearly having to go up to another size jacket, which I didn't really want to do. So we suffered that for quite some time. The back protector is very, very, very low profile. The chest protector is low profile. It has full flank protection. Kidney belt, which is a little bit waffy. I thought it's a little bit waffy was the kidney protector, but it's apparently it flows more air, which is great in the summer, not very good in the winter. But then again, you're going to be wearing a waterproof jacket over the top to stop the wind. And we went for the Bionic 3, and it's, I tell you, it is a bit of a game changer really from the 4.5 Leatt that we had with the hard protection on it. It's, as it gets warm, the soft protection, a bit like D3, or it gets warm, it sort of moulds to you and you feel that you haven't really got it on. Level 2 all over the place, that's why I went for it, so it was a little bit better than the Leatt that we had. I got it in a size large. I'm a 42 chest. All I wear underneath it is a base layer, and the large fits me. The medium would have sort of fitted, but I think it all goes on sizes of the back protector, which depending on your sizing. It has connections for a neck brace. It has adjustments on the side, so you can, depending on how big you are, down there. So that's the top half that we've changed to, which has been a great improvement, and you can hardly tell you've got it on. It's dead comfortable because it's all soft, it all moulds to you, and the warmer you get, the more pliable that armour becomes. It's a great bit of kit really. Staying on top half, I still haven't found a better glove than these. These are the Adventure Spec, and not the enduro gloves, the wind ones, the little bit more expensive ones. Wind protection on it. I'm on my 3rd pair now in 4 years. I did buy a second, well, not second-hand pair. A guy who bought some, and I bought them off him, but I lost them. And some person that did a lane that I dropped them on when I changed over. I was on my 790 and I changed my gloves, and I think I left them on the back rack, and they must have fallen off. Somebody's found these and got a free pair because they were brand new nearly. So you know you are. Adventure Spec gloves, I'm telling you, I haven't found anything else out there that's as good as these. And I've gone through stuff. I've got some Revit gloves there, which were supposed to be the off-road version, not very good. I have friends that wear the 100% Briskers and stuff like that. No, these, I'm telling you, these are my original pair that I've had for 3 years, which I still keep as a spare. They've been washed, they've been cleaned, they've been worn. There's still nothing really wrong with them apart from the thumbs. Yeah, they are slightly expensive. I think 49 quid, I think now. But they're windproof, not waterproof. If you're riding to and from lanes, another tip for you today, should be Top Tip Tuesday. If you are riding to and from lanes, you haven't got a set of muffs. The other thing that you can buy is the Spider lobster gloves. Now these are basically the same as a pair of muffs. Where were we? Battery ran out. Apologies. $14.99 if you haven't got a pair of muffs. Riding to and from lanes, windproof set of Adventure Spec gloves, and a pair of them, waterproof, keep your hands warm, dry, and they fit into a little packet like that with a carabiner on them. Clip them anywhere, there for emergency purposes. Godsend, I'm telling you. Great thing that you could buy. Best probably $14.99 that you'll ever spend. Knee protection. I had a pair of Leatt knee braces. I had upstairs. Never worn them. Thought of wearing them. Thought a bit much for what I do. Probably should have worn them. But I used to wear these, which we'd done a review, well, not a review on them, but we told you that we used to wear them. The Acerbis Impact 3s. Not a bad bit of kit. And I thought there must be something better on that. And then I started looking at whether you should wear knee braces or you shouldn't. Now, I came across these. These are EVS TP199s. Now, these are designed by, is it Travis, anyway, some American motocrosser. These are absolutely superb. I talked about them on a video a couple of weeks ago. I told you about the names and the guys who said, because who wears them. Even though you wear a pair of knee braces, you can still do your ACL. So if you want to be comfortable and still do your ACL, buy a pair of these. Similar to D30 protection in them. They're made to fit your knee as well and perfect as probably any other knee guard out there. I had these on yesterday. I came in the house, took everything off. I walked in the house, I got into the kitchen just there, and still had these on because I didn't realise I still had them on. They are so comfy, but so protective. And the good thing about these is they have these indentations, this stuff on the side, which for side impact protection, but it also allows you to grip the bike more. And it even has a shin protection, so you could use them for dual use. You could wear them for mountain biking as well. But fit inside the boots, absolutely superb. Yeah, EVS TP199, Travis Pastrana edition. He had an influence on these, and he's a big motocrosser from America. And the guy who does, I can't remember, the guy who wears the bucket hat that does all the motocross stuff in Texas, he now wears these instead of knee braces, because when he had knee braces, he did his ACL. And when I watched a short on, I think it was on YouTube, and I was looking at these, he said you can still do your ACL if you wear these or a knee brace, so he wears these because these are comfy. Not cheap. I think I saw them the other day. I think they're a little bit cheaper, about £10 cheaper, they're about 79 quid now. We talked about these boots last time, the Leatt 4.5, great pair of boots. These are supposed to be the high dry waterproof ones. This is the second pair. These started leaking. If you buy the non-waterproof, they're an exceptional good boot, nothing wrong with them, but my second pair has started leaking again, and I'm waiting for them to get returned or do something about them. But I'm going to show you something that I did buy instead of. I think I have two pairs of boots now. I haven't showed you the other pair of boots. I have I now have a summer pair of boots because they're not waterproof. I bought a pair of Alpinestars Tech 7s. These are lovely, comfy, light, probably lighter than the Leatt. Summer boots, no lining, no waterproofing. I did fancy a pair of Tech 10s with the venting on them, but I thought, nah, that's a bit much. Somebody, who was Adam Ryman, he's sponsored by these lot and he gets them free. And they have a steel bit at the front and they have a vent at the front which blows it cool air in through your feet. Tech 10s, but I think they were, what, they're 600 quid. Yeah, so we didn't go for the Tech 10s, even though if anybody wants to send me a pair just to try, I'd love to try a pair. Middle of summer, I think they'd be quite nice for them. So I did want a waterproof pair of boots because I'm sick of getting wet feet. I wear Army Gore Tex waterproofs, the blue ones, the navy ones, so they're not camouflage so people can see you coming. And I wanted another pair of waterproof boots. So what boots did you go for? Well, some of you might be a bit envious of these. So we went for them. These are the Gaerne, I think the Gaerne are the SG22 Gore Tex. And I've worn these now last 2 weeks. Bought them a fortnight ago. Got them on offer. I got them. I only buy stuff. I don't pay full price for anything. These are, I think, supposed to be retail about 700 quid, aren't they? You don't pay for that for them. That's a recommended retail. There was an offer. There was a 20% voucher on eBay. They were still expensive, but a 20% voucher on a normal price that was on Black Friday that people were selling for, and then take 20% off that. That's what I got these for. Gore Tex, because the Gore Tex, they're guaranteed waterproof. If they become not waterproof, if Gaerne don't do anything about it, Gore Tex will give you the money back for them. So that's why you should buy Gore Tex. Really? I know Gore Tex, the way they make it is very environment friendly, but we won't go into that. But if you want something waterproof, you want to keep it waterproof, buy Gore Tex. Yes, it's expensive. These were retailing, I think, 570 quid Black Friday. Then take 20% off, that's what I paid. And these are beautiful. Not everybody needs these, but I wanted a pair of waterproof boots that were going to keep waterproof and I didn't get soggy feet. That's why I bought these, because there is nothing else on there. I was going to try the Dry Stars, but I'd end up with a bit like the Leatt again, and something would happen, but they're guaranteed. Yeah, the Gaerne SG22s, they are an awesome boot. They've got protection all over the place. They have these like squares round your ankles, made out of memory foam, with whole indentations in them to where your ankle bone goes into as you tighten them up. And straight out of the box, they only do in half size, in 8.5, 9.5, and stuff like that. I don't know why they do that. 9.5, I usually take around about a 9, fit me perfectly, fit straight out of the box. I was bothered about it because they're Italian, they'd have a small toe box, but they don't. They're very wide because, like say, a lot of us have big fat feet, or I do anyway, like Bilbo Baggins, you know what I mean? And the Leatt has a big wide toe. Goodyear welted sole, so if the sole goes, take it to an half decent cobbler, they put your new sole on it. You can actually buy the original ones from Gaerne, I believe, and put it back to normal, to exactly what it was when it come out of the box. The Gaerne SG22s. Huh? Beautiful they are, absolutely superb. When they first came in the box, I was trying to put them on again, dirty. They're absolutely brilliant. So yeah, if you fancy a nice pair of boots, if you fancy treating yourself, get yourself a pair of them. Helmets. We bought a new helmet. We had the Leatt 8.5, beautiful helmet, really nice, but the transition visor in it was great, but sometimes I like to ride with my visor up and let airflow through it. So I was missing me sun visor. So while I was riding, it goes dark. You don't really know what goes on outside, and you open it up, bright sunshine. It's like, wow, I didn't realise that it was that. But you can't ride it with it open because it's too bright and you haven't got anything, so you have to wear sunglasses. So it has advantages. It was a beautiful helmet. The field of view was great. everything. It was superb, but I just couldn't get on with that transition visor. So we went and bought something else, and we bought the Airoh Commander 2. It fits me like a shoey, fits me like a Leatt. I must have an overled, something, I don't know. And this has a sun shield in it. I'm not going to do a review, I'm just telling you what we've got. So I missed, like I say, I missed the I missed the sun visor, that's why we got this. Really good field of view, absolutely superb. Pinlock 120 XTL, even better than comes with a shoey. This thing, you look out of it, you don't even think there's a visor there because the optical quality is so good. It's very light, gold rated, quiet, beautiful inside. Got it on special offer. Well, I bought it from Sports Bike Shop, and 2 days later, because I haven't took anything off, still trying it, and they dropped it by, I think, 75 quid. I thought there was a new one coming out, but there hasn't. They've brought out a cheaper version, a cheaper one made out of polycarbonate, but not out of the carbon composite that this is made out of. So I don't know what they're doing with the Commander, because everybody seemed to be selling it off. We've gone upgraded to a Cardo Edge. The worst thing about it is, I don't know if you can see that. No, not the worst thing about it is, yeah, the Cardo Edge. It's got will it focus? Come on, yeah, it is. Got Harley Davidson wrote on it. A guy had bought it and never used it, brand new out of the box, and it's got Harley Davidson on it. Don't slate me for it. So we've all sort of bought one of them now, and we can all connect. So yeah, Airoh Commander 2, new helmet. So yeah, I think that's all we've upgraded to this year. It's what I've got to work for, really. Everything that I shown you there, I have bought myself. Nobody's given it me with my hard-earned cash, so I wouldn't really tell you if it wasn't very good, because if it wasn't very good, I'd either sent it back, moaned about it, or not wear it. I like to be comfortable when I'm riding, I like to be safe when I'm riding. When you want that sort of stuff, it does cost a little bit money, but it's only money, can't take it with you. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. I hope you thought that was informative and interesting. I'll link everything down below. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. Please give us a big thumbs up, thanks very much. If you just stumbled across us because you were in the market for a bit of off-roading, you just started a bit of off-roading, please consider subscribing. We don't just do off-road, it's just that we do quite a lot of off-road, because that's just what we do. I've one bike missing out of the garage now. The Triumph Bobber has been sold, it's gone a few months ago. I'm looking for a replacement, don't know what to get. And ahhing what I quite fancy. Probably right time of year to buy one, but wrong time of year to ride one. Check out our sponsors, Epic Motorcycle Tours. If you want a green lane, we've got a couple of GPX bikes for you to hire. A couple of lakes. Well, you don't have to hire the bikes, bring your own, no problem. Check out description, it's in the box down below, website. And don't forget, if you're riding out there, ride safe, be safe, keep safe, and as they say, we'll see you soon.
Like and subscribe.